Optical discs were a blessing for video game developers because they were able to cram a lot of visual and audio information on a very compact platform that was both inexpensive to manufacture and easy to duplicate. Once video games started being sold on CDs, the entire medium flourished, becoming more and more popular and managing to make significant amounts of money. Because they had such a big impact on the industry, now we're going to take a look at 10 gaming disc facts that you probably didn't know. Back in 1999, when mission specialist Daniel T. Barry embarked on the Space Shuttle Discovery, he brought the first copy of Blizzard's StarCraft with him. The game orbited the Earth 153 times and travelled 3.5 million nautical miles, and now resides at Blizzard's headquarters in Irvine, California. It is the first computer game on a disc to go to space, and we think that it was one small step for man, but definitely a giant leap for gaming history. If you take a copy of Castlevania Symphony of the Night for PlayStation 1 and put it into a regular CD player, it will play a menacing sound message about how the disc is not intended to be used like that. After this brief period that gives you the chills, you'll be rewarded with a cool metal song that isn't included in the game's original score. This surprise is probably a much better alternative than simply listening to a game's soundtrack on your CD player. The gd-rom technology was created because DVDs were not available for Sega, and the company also wanted to prevent pirates from copying and using their games on other devices. Ironically, the Dreamcast is notorious for being the easiest console to pirate games on, so Sega's attempt to secure its intellectual property did not work that well in real life. On the bright side, their proprietary disc had 1.2 gigabytes, twice as much space than the CD. Introduced in 1993, the 3DO was the first video game system to be based entirely on CD technology. Unlike the Panasonic CDI that was primarily intended to play discs with encyclopedias, or the Sega CD that was an add-on to the Genesis, the 3DO was an entirely self-contained system that works with compact discs. However, despite its innovation on the gaming market, 3 years later the 3DO was discontinued due to poor sales. The Manhole is an adventure video game for children, where the player opens a manhole that reveals a giant beanstalk that leads to fantastic worlds. It was first released on floppy disks in 1988, and 1 year later it became the first computer game to be distributed on CD-ROM. It was running in black and white on the Apple Macintosh line of computers, and it was considered to be a very good game, praised for its realistic sounds and fantasy-inspired graphics. A very resourceful Lego builder from Finland managed to put together an automized video game disc changer built entirely from the famous plastic blocks we all know and love. This awesome project is named the Carousel, and it can hold quite an impressive number of CDs, with a very ingenious system of picking them up one by one and inserting them into an Xbox 360. The entire contraption looks really interesting, and it's also very convenient when you think about it. Wanchambara Z2 Chaos is a hack-and-slash video game in the style of Bayonetta, but with way more cleavage and upskirts if that's even possible. Upon its release, the game didn't receive the best reviews, but its disc art certainly was one to remember. The female figure represented on the CD is suggestive enough by herself, but the designers felt the need to make their art even more outstanding. If you know what we mean? Back in the day when Tiger Woods' '99 PGA Tour was being released, an EA employee thought it would be a very good idea to slip a copy of South Park's pilot known as The Spirit of Christmas on the disc. Even though the joke might have been appreciated by many gamers around the world, EA decided that the content of the short movie was not very appropriate and recalled 100,000 disc copies of the game, starting a kind of feud with South Park's creators. The Superman Memory Crystal is a disc made of nanostructured glass, and it can record digital data in 5 dimensions. This futuristic crystal storage can hold up to 360 terabytes of information, and it can replace more than 400,000 conventional video game discs. This awesome project was experimentally demonstrated in 2013, and it's still being polished to this day, so the future is looking bright and really durable for video game discs. The most expensive disc for the PlayStation 1 is part of a special press kit that was given away to journalists and attendees at the 1998 E3 event. Only 50 such cases have been made, and each of them contained a physical copy of the game Elemental Gearbolt, along with a gold light gun, a memory card, and the carrying case. The highest price for such a rare pack was sold for $3,000 and is one of the most sought after items for game disc collectors. This was our list discussing some interesting facts about gaming discs, and we hope you've enjoyed our video. If you did, please press that like button, as we do appreciate it and it helps us immensely. We often ask our audience for suggestions to compile these lists, and if you'd like to contribute, please follow Frag Hero on Facebook. If you know of any other fascinating stories about CDs, feel free to share them with us in the comments below, because we do try to read pretty much everything. Now would also be a great time to encourage you to subscribe, because we upload new stuff all of the time, so subscribing will keep you up to date with all of our latest videos. You can also check out fraghero.com for more gaming related articles, but until next time, thanks for watching and have a great day.